Good evening. What's going on, guys? What's going on? This is your man, Real Deal, Steele, coming to you live this Sunday night, feeling all right, out of sight. What's good? I'll tell you what's good. The Doge is good. The Doge is up nearly 10% over the last 24 hours, and I love it. Thank you for joining us. If you're new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I am Steven Steele, and we have a great show lined up for you tonight. We're just kind of going to do a fun kind of hangout, market watch, and discuss the news cycle as it relates to Dogecoin, crypto in general, and all that stuff. So we're just going to get down to it, boppers. Before we go any further, if I could ask you guys to smash that like button. It takes a split second of your time, doesn't cost you a dime. It's literally the number one thing you can do to help this channel reach more people. So if you could just take a moment to do that, it's hugely appreciated. Also, if you're brand new here, feel free to subscribe, join our awesome little community here, and press all on that notification bell. And if you feel compelled to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, that's obviously hugely appreciated for all my time and efforts that I put into this. Feel free to ask myself or my esteemed colleague above any questions or comments you'd like. We will do our best to field those within our capacity. Who do we got in the chat tonight? We've got Hump Deasy, we got Larry Ramirez, we've got William Hatfield, Ro Jogan, Charles, RW, Crypto Cali, Tony C, Diamond Hands 69, Karen Smith, Raquel, April, Swagmaster, John Hahn, Cool Dude, Ramon, and the list goes on. And looks like some people just came over from Living with Lucy. I don't know if she's still broadcasting or just ended, but Lucy and I, we got a special thing going on, and not in that regard, but we have a mutual respect for each other, and we just share a lot of our same audiences, and I think we generally have a similar vibe. We love Lucy over here on this channel. I think she's one of the best voices in Doge. Frankly, I think she's awesome. So let's see here. Someone asked, where do I see Avalanche in the future? Well, I've been talking about Avalanche recently. I think that Avalanche is probably a pretty good bet, at least for the near future. I do see it. A high probability of going up 3 to 5x within the next 2 to 3 months. Now, where you want to go from there, if you want to start pulling most of your profits once those returns start happening, or if you want to leave most in it for the long haul, is up to you. But from everything that I'm looking at, I'd say we have a pretty high probability of Avalanche about 3 to 5xing within the next 2 to 3 months here. Particularly, obviously, as altcoin season really starts to move and groove. Without any further ado, I would like to introduce a man, well, who needs no introduction around these parts. It is none other than Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. Nick, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling pretty good, Steven. Had a pretty good day. I had a little family party today for no particular reason. Gave my girlfriend her anniversary present. And,
nice.
Then watched the Dogecoin do what the Dogecoin do.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we saw kind of a Dogecoin breakout unexpectedly again, but we've seen this before many times. Dogecoin will start breaking out on its initial run for the day at the really early mornings of the hour. I'm not quite sure that why that is. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. Did you notice that breakout early? Didn't you?
I mean, Doge. Okay, so I can, if you want, I can look back at all the times Dogecoin is like broken out over the past year.
Yeah,
it's very random. It's so random. It goes. I think it's seasonally. And I actually was just watching a great video before we left for the party earlier today by our buddy Coins Kid over in the UK, who basically he ran a thing that plugin for TradingView. It's just all it does is it breaks up weekdays versus weekends, so it shades in the weekends, and you can see like verifiably that over the past like 3 months, Bitcoin has risen during the week, fallen on the weekends, and then as soon as it gets into the 24-hour, the cycle breaks on the 24-hour for the Monday candle. The Monday candle starts, boom, right back up. And Dogecoin has a little bit of a lag, or a little bit of lagging delay to that. Sometimes it's, like we saw today, it was before that. But I will say this, as far as technicals go, just based off of Dogecoin, I had a technical. We broke through a resistance trend line, by the way, that we hit. This was like our fourth time, or would have been our fourth time hitting this, at 27.2721.
Right.
And we just smashed right through that. Now, the new trend line, which we wicked up to earlier, was 28, basically 28 cents. Now, there really is no resistance between 28 and the Fibonacci level above that, which is, hold on, I'm gonna have to bust out of I'll go to the 4 hour. The level above that is 0.292 seconds here. Hold on.
Okay, well, he goes and checks that out. Welcome new folks in the chat. Max, Drew 2, John Riley. Banks Done, welcome back into the chat. Good to see you guys. As you're saying, Nick?
Anywho, there is no, there's like very little resistance between where we're at now and 29 cents, almost 30. That would be the next fib level that we're looking for. However, I will say this. That huge wedge pattern that I was talking about the other show?
Yeah.
We are now officially we have broken out of that wedge. So the breakout that I was predicting to happen on November 4th, between the 4th and 5th, I think the wedge pattern completion was on the 5th. It's completed. We have broken out of the wedge pattern.
Gotcha.
So.
And sorry, I'm listening. It's just my dog is being she's being a high maintenance today. So here, come here.
That's all good. But yeah, we're above so many trend lines right now. It's not even funny. So a lot of people are predicting this week to be very good with Bitcoin, and there was some bearish patterns forming. But I think it looks great.
I do too. And it's one of these things where you see these huge gains that are made in Shiba, right? And then of course we've been seeing a lot of people saying, anytime something like this happens, and I get all the comments and from people trolling me because they know I'm a very Doge-centric content creator. Doge is dead. If you knew what you're talking about, you'd hop on the Shiba train. It's gonna just overtake Dogecoin to no end, blah, blah, blah. Doge is dead, it's the past, and Shiba is the future, this, that, and the other thing. Now, no judgment against, seriously, no judgment against Shiba investors, but the idea that Shiba is going to somehow take over the market cap of Dogecoin is completely ridiculous. I think the market, just for Shiba to reach 1 penny, I think that market cap has to be well over $4 trillion. Your thoughts, Nick?
Yeah, I will. Well, first off, let's start by saying that Shiba is not going to a penny anytime. Theoretically, is a multi-trillion-dollar market cap possible? I mean, if you think it's possible for Dogecoin, then I guess it is possible for Shiba.
Yeah.
Dogecoin at $10 is, by the way, is only a $1 trillion market cap.
Yeah.
So, just take that into consideration.
Yeah.
I mean, Shiba got owned today.
Yeah,
pretty hard.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that momentarily, big time. Mega, Lucy recommended me here. I'm already liking the vibe. Steele, Nick Balls, what's up? What's up back, and welcome. Apparently Lucy told people to go over and check out our stream after she was done, so that was cool of her. Yeah, I love Lucy. Yeah, we love Lucy around here in these parts. She's phenomenal. She's fantastic, and she puts in the work too, man. She streams. Every day. Yeah, she's the only other Doge-centric streamer that goes as hard and often as we do here on this channel. She's there every night, and she actually even outdoes me, Nick, on the Night Owl streams. If you've been noticing lately, she'll do her first show, and then she'll do her secondary show where she's just kind of.
Two things though.
Yeah, she's from
Vegas.
Yeah, it goes with the territory, right?
And she drinks during her streams. So I feel like she's using performance enhancing streaming gear.
Ooh. Because Lucy called out for performance enhancing substances.
Both you
but
and I don't drink.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm over here doing like seltzer with lemon in it
yeah,
and ginger tea and
yeah.
stuff. We're like total
Plus the
health.
Dasani.
We're always doing the health conscious stuff over here. Yeah, she's awesome, man. In fact, I know she's not done for the night. I know she's taking a break, and I'm sure she's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
popping back for the extra late one. So before we get into the obvious, what you're about to, why don't we take just a little bit of a market round or what's going on here with Doge? Doge is sitting very comfortably right now, Nick, well above 27 cents, establishing what appears to be probably a new floor being ushered in. Your thoughts about the movement we've experienced in the last 24 hours?
Well, it looks great because what we have done here, and we've confirmed this 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Well, I guess you could call it technically 5. One of them was a really big wick. But that 2.7, that level I was talking about earlier, 2.721, which I had a really like hard red line drawn at.
Yeah.
We hit that. We were hitting that as resistance like over and over and over and over. We just kept smashing into that level. Now we flipped and we're using that level as support. So, we can wick on, like I said, we've wicked under it 4 times now in the past few minutes. I don't know, the past hour or something.
Yeah.
It's okay to wick under it. It's okay to even drop a little bit below it. But it looks as though that we're using that area for support. So, somebody just asked me how many Dogecoins do I still have. I will say this: I'll check it right now. I don't keep all of my Dogecoins on the exchange, and my preferred exchange, as many people know, is Kraken. But my Kraken day trading account today, just today, almost hit $1 million.
Wow.
I'll see what it's at. It's at $900,007. It was at $925,000 earlier. That's just what I play around with. So, I keep most of my Dogecoin in very secret, offline, very, very controlled, non-hooked up to the internet, cold storage devices.
So your play money that you actually keep on exchange is just breached $1 million today.
Just about 75 grand off a mil. So
yeah.
Yeah. My funny money is anywhere from usually between 600,000 and $1 million that I play around with.
That's why we call him Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. I know there's a lot of new people in the chat tonight. So real quickly, what happened is Nick took out a bank loan for what equated to $10,000, and he put it all into put that amount of money into Dogecoin way back in 2014, and just let it ride for several years, and consequentially, without just diamond handing it through all of that, and consequentially, he is now a 33-year-old Dogecoin multimillionaire. He's the multimillionaire. I am the pleb. And so we balance each other out here on the show. But he's a great guy for insight and perspective and all things related to Dogecoin as we move into this new era, as we're evolving here. Somebody who's been through a lot of it, somebody who has the breadth of experience that very few people have in relation to Dogecoin, somebody who's been a solid investor going back for 8 years plus. So it's always great to get his perspective on these things as we move forward here. Wow, can I borrow 10K, Mr. Balls Musty Ass? Yeah, so
you have no idea how many people have asked me that question.
That's a real common one. But I think the lesson, one of many lessons to be learned of Nick's journey here, the one that's very obvious to me, and I tweeted it out earlier this morning, was that the majority of millionaires that have been made through cryptocurrency have done so by investing in projects they really believe in and diamond handing it and letting it sit over the course of several years. Now, when you make that kind of move, you got to make sure you're investing in a project that you think has a ton of potential, strong utility, strong community, and a strong team behind it. Obviously, those are the most obvious markers for gauging the long-term potential of a project, and that's exactly what Nick did. Now, think about Bitcoin investors from 8 years ago. Think about ADA investors who got in right at the ground level and just let it ride, let it sit. Think about XRP investors that did the same thing. it's
I mean,
really.
granted,
But
I did the same thing with Bitcoin essentially.
yeah,
I mean, I wasn't ground level with Bitcoin, but I was ground level enough that my investment meant something. And I basically did the same, monetarily speaking. I did the same thing with Bitcoin that I did with Doge. It just so happened that Dogecoin paid off like way more than Bitcoin.
yeah. And what do you remember? What your entering position was on Bitcoin?
So my entry for Bitcoin was done over years. I bought my first batch of Bitcoins in 2012. And I continued to buy some here and there throughout 2013, 2014, 2015. Once I got to I think I actually I bought, this is so crazy. I bought a Bitcoin and a half at an average price of $33,000 this year, which if anybody's like, "Oh, you messed up your average." Well, averages don't mean shit to me because there's no tracking. I literally have no idea what I paid for my Bitcoin because back then there was no, like, when I first bought my original Bitcoins, there weren't like legit exchanges
Right.
like there are now. The big one was Mt. Gox at the time, and it was right around when everything was happening with it. So like, I don't know. I paid several $100s, like up to $600 or $700 per Bitcoin, and right now I've got 12 and a half Bitcoins.
Yeah, and you were telling me earlier. I want you to share that with the audience. You were telling me earlier back in the day, people predominantly bought their cryptocurrency and their Bitcoin just off of other kind of rogue dealers off of Reddit,
Yeah.
and so
Word of mouth.
you would just have to trust people and PayPal them the amount of money for for the amount of Bitcoin you want back, and just basically have to trust that they would send you the Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, I mean it was pretty much all done on Reddit. You'd find somebody on Reddit that had, that had a lot of other people saying this guy's legit, this guy will come through. You checked around, you made sure, but it wasn't a guarantee.
Right.
I've lost, dude, just in shady crypto deals that way back in the day. At the time, I think I lost, $5,000. Sending money to people who just never sent anything.
Right.
So, I mean, I've lost money, but in the totality of crypto, I've made infinitely more.
Yeah.
And I really didn't use my own money to make it.
Right.
I look at it like this, like all the money that I've ever made in crypto, it was paid for by the bank. Like, it wasn't even my money. I was gambling with other people's money. It was great.
That's the thing that's so funny about this. By any metric, most any financial advisor will look at what you did and say it was irresponsible insanity. But it totally worked out for you. It's just such a funny story. In order to be in the circles of which you were involved in at the time that you were involved in, there was a lot of overlap between crypto, the group Anonymous, kind of some socio-political rogue groups as well. All these things were kind of merging, overlapping way back then, and you were pretty much just kind of in the middle of all that kind of stuff back then, were you?
Yeah, I grew up with one of the I grew up with one of the greatest, like, unknown, well, he's kind of known, hackers of all time. This guy was incredibly skilled, and just recently just got out of prison. He was in prison for years and years. He stole $5 million and gave it away. He donated it. He was a madman. He was a really cool dude. And I just so happened to be in school and go to school with some of the smartest and most interesting freaking people. I mean, like I said, I hope, please, somebody in the chat, if anybody's out there needs to be like a Forrest Gump movie made about my life, because the stuff that I have, like the people and times and things that have taken place, the stars that have had to align for what has happened in my world to happen. It's unbelievable. But that era in the early stages of crypto was so interesting, and I knew right from the very beginning that Dogecoin was something special because it didn't feel as sanitary, and it didn't feel as uptight and kind of techy as Bitcoin and prior to that Litecoin. And after Litecoin came out, everything that came out was a fork of Litecoin, including Doge.
Right.
But the Dogecoin community itself felt like something so much different. I'm not a world class computer hacker. You know, like I knew I had the technical ability to do all of these things, get a wallet running, do all the technical stuff, but I couldn't write code or do any of this. Like, I mean, I kind of can to an extent to make,
Right.
to patch wallets and make fixes and stuff like that. But, yeah, it was just such an interesting time. But and Dogecoin just felt like something so different. It felt like something that I knew anyone who wasn't necessarily technically advanced could wrap their mind around. Today at my family's party, I had to explain to my grandmother's boyfriend what mining Bitcoin is. Forget about Doge. I couldn't explain Doge to him if I tried. He's simply trying why people mine Bitcoin. He's like, why would you do it? And how do you do it? He's like, I understand it uses electricity, but how? So I had to break it all down for him, and he's like, but after you mine it, that Bitcoin that you have is essentially only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
So he's like, so it's not, it doesn't have any tangible value, like it's not like a asset. I'm like, well, it does. It has the value of what someone else is willing to pay for it. And by the way, that's how everything in this world works. I'm sorry, I'm opening this fucking 83-year-old man's eyes to the fact that everything in the world is only tied to what someone else is willing to give you for. He's like, oh my God, my whole life has been a lie.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, especially to see that at that age, putting those things together, right? First Superchat of the night comes from Mr. X. Thank you, Mr. X. Starting things off, keep up the great work, fellas. Dogecoin end of year. Dogecoin end of year. Gosh, I'll let Nick take this first.
Either end of year or early next year, I have set my price at $1.81, and I will not be. I don't have. Well, for those who don't know, I sold a little bit of Doge back at like 27 cents last time we hit 27 cents because I had a tax-shul obligation that I needed to make.
Sure.
So I'm good. I've got all my money, and I will not be selling any more Dogecoin until we reach. Possibly, I might. My girlfriend's like, if it hits $1, are you going to sell $1 million? I was like, I don't know. Maybe we'll think about it. But my target for the end of year is $1.81.
Yeah, wow. I mean, sounds pretty bullish. I'm going to refrain from even giving an end of year because of everything that's transpired market-wise. I've just been reevaluated. I'm not even quite sure where to put things. So I will just defer and hope that Nick is right. I love the sound of $1.80. So we'll just go. I'm just going to go with that for now. But thank you for starting things off with the first Super Chat, Mr. X. Thank you for your continued support. Now, back to what transpired today between a prominent Shiba Twitter account and Elon Musk. This Twitter account asked, how much Shiba are you really holding, Elon? To which Elon simply responded, none. So,
and then the red candles went boom.
Yeah, it really did. It did too. I'm not sure how it's recovering yet, but
it's doing it. It came back a little bit. I showed my girlfriend when it was because we were at my family party at the time. She's like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. It took about I think a 40% dive in over its gains from the last week there anyway. So yeah, that was pretty substantial and pretty hilarious it also goes to show how quickly misinformation can really spread in these circles, because I really do believe that the person behind that Twitter account really thought that Elon was secretly holding a lot of SHIB.
Wasn't that the Shiba official Twitter? I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let me double check that. I have screenshotted it, so
it's gone now.
yeah, Elon deleted that. Probably didn't want to get too mixed up in.
Oh no, it's not. It's a Shiba Inu holder was the account.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't official, but it was.
It looked.
But it was one of the more prominent Shiba accounts, fan accounts. It had like 10,000 likes on the tweet that said, "Hey Elon Musk, how much Shiba are you holding?" 100% diamond hands. And Elon simply responded with 35,000 likes, none. Guys, I can't say I feel bad for him. You set yourselves up, you know. You asked the question, you kept asking the question over and over, and you finally got your answer. What's interesting to me, though, Nick, is I really believe that the person behind that account thinks that Elon was holding SHIB. I've seen this sentiment from a lot of people in the SHIB community that honestly think that Elon is a secret SHIB supporter and secretly holding a lot of SHIB, and that there's a direct connection between his affinity for the SHIB token and him and Floki and these kinds of things. And it's just like, it's interesting. If you tell a lie often enough and you infer something that's not true often enough, people start to believe it. I think this is a quintessential example of that. Now, no disrespect to SHIB holders, but there's the very deliberate attempt here at obfuscating the reality of what Elon Musk's allegiances have been. Your thoughts?
I hate to break everybody's bubble. I hate to burst the crypto world's bubble. These billionaire guys, Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, I'm not going to speak for Snoop Dogg, but the prominent billionaires in the crypto scene, at least in I'm saying the people who are in favor of Dogecoin, they don't have a lot of crypto. Personally, they don't hold a lot of crypto at all. Why? Because it is kind of a conflict of interest, because both of their companies, or at least, well, at one point in time, both of their companies accepted cryptocurrency. Can they own it and it's fine? Yeah, of course. It's not a big deal. But I don't personally believe that Elon Musk nor Mark Cuban hold billions of dollars of Doge, of Bitcoin, of any of these. They're not billionaires because of crypto. They're billionaires for like a million other reasons. Crypto is not one of them. They just support the particular cause. But Elon came out very clearly and very specifically and said that he only works with Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Dogecoin. That's it. He's said this on more than one occasion, and I would guarantee you that his personal holdings of both Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin are far less than anyone thinks. I'm sure they might even be in just the thousands of dollars, right? Because he set up mining rigs. We know for a fact that he set up Dogecoin mining rigs with his kids, right? He's not setting up a mining farm. A mining rig is only going to produce. You're only going to mine a few hundred Dogecoins here and there, a day or whatever at best. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think Elon Musk is a secret Dogecoin billionaire. Like, he's not holding billions of dollars worth of Doge. He just supports the cause, and I think people who try to track all these movements and do all this stuff, it's like, where all the billions of dollars worth of crypto is being held? On the exchanges. Yeah, that's where the money is. It's not like there's very, very few individual people, and there's a lot of institutions, and I'm not talking about banks, but private hedge funds. There's a ton of crypto private hedge funds outside of the United States. You can see their movements in the market. Look at the market on the weekends or at night. You're looking at private institutions in Hong Kong, in Asia, and various places in the East. So, I don't think you're seeing Elon pressing the sell button at 3 a.m. You know, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I would concur with that. Diamond Hand 69. By the way, thank you for the dollar super chat. And thank you for any of the super chats. That obviously is hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts I put into this. I do this pretty much full time now, so hugely appreciated. There he says, Steven, thanks for going live so early this morning. Yeah, I woke myself up. I had my alarm set for different kind of market alerts, and then when I saw Doge was pumping, I got myself out of bed, even though I had about 2 hours of sleep max, and just did it to it and then got more sleep afterwards. But it was fun. We had a great time this morning.
I wish I would have made it. I got up so late this morning. I have no idea why, too. I went to bed early. I just slept in. As soon as you texted me, I wasn't even awake when you texted me. I was like, shit.
You usually are awake around that time, aren't you?
Dude, I'm usually up at 7 o'clock maybe 7:30. 7:30 is usually about my latest. Today I woke up at like 8:15, 8:20. So
yeah, and I think I got off the air around 9 a.m. But that was by the time you were ready. So we just kind of traded out. But guys, we got what do we got here? About 80, 85, 90 people watching. If you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. This is my esteemed co-host, Nick. And yeah, great to have you aboard. Don't forget to join. Don't forget to join us. It costs nothing to subscribe. Hit all on that notification bell. We've got an eccentric, awesome, vibrant little community here. In my opinion, the best Doge-centric community on the web, honestly. So we would love to have you be a part of us in our ascendance to the moon, to Mars, and beyond. And don't be shy, you lurkers. Don't be too shy to mix it up in the chat. Our members are very welcoming people, and we would love to have you mix it up with us. And also, if you would like to become a member, membership is just $4 a month. It starts at just $4 a month. There's different tiers, of course, but entry level is just $4 a month. It's $1 a week. I can't really go any lower, but in return, you get a lot of membership-only streams and content, those neato badges and emojis, etc., etc. So that's another way just to support what we're doing over here. So yeah, today was a massive day for Doge in a couple of respects. The Elon story, for sure. Then we had something transpire last night as well with seems to be some confusion right now. We're waiting to get cleared up between Elon Musk and the Dogecoin Foundation. There was a statement made by an individual who just seems to post a lot of stuff Dogecoin related to the foundation and developing updates on the ends of that kind of stuff. And he was talking about Jared Birchall, attorney for Elon Musk, sitting on the on the foundation. Elon Musk responded, said, neither Jared nor myself have anything to do with this foundation. Sent things kind of into a whirlwind of confusion on what's going on here. All I can tell you is what we know and what we don't know. What I do know is I'm pretty tight with the few members of the foundation, and I know that that foundation is stacked with people of the utmost level of honor and integrity and honesty. So I am certain there have been no nefarious activity on the end of the Dogecoin Foundation. Billy Marcus also sits on the Dogecoin Foundation, of course, and so this is not a matter of purposely misleading anyone. This is a matter of a miscommunication. They're just as miffed about it as we are, frankly, and so we're just kind of waiting now to try to get more information on what that was about. Now, a good sign is the very next day, today, Elon has given some very bullish nods towards Dogecoin. Now, he tweeted something else out today as well. I'm going to pull up his Twitter just a moment here, guys, and we're going to review that. And Nick, thanks for waiting, because I do want to get all of your thoughts on everything that I'm talking about right here.
Of which I have plenty.
Good, and I'm glad, because I don't like talking the entire time. So I got to scroll down. He's been tweeting a lot lately. So, okay. He was responding to Pro the Doge, who tweeted out a story that we've been talking about here on the show wherein all the latest data shows that Dogecoin is actually the most popular cryptocurrency in the United States. And Elon Musk responded to this. What is that?
Somebody just said, I drink Aquafina, you better watch out. I'm just showing them it's not, it's Deja Blue.
Deja Blue, okay. And Elon responded to this and saying, lots of people I talked to on the production lines at Tesla and building rockets at SpaceX own Doge. They aren't even financial experts or Silicon Valley technologists. That's why I decided to support Doge. It felt like the people's crypto. Absolutely a massive statement of support for Dogecoin. Anyway, your thoughts on all this, Nick?
Gosh, I've got so many. Okay. So first off, I'd like to say that I think, gosh, I'm going to try, guys. I don't know if I'll be able to accomplish this, but I'm going to try to get in touch with the foundation personally. I mean, I'm not trying to sit on the board or anything, but I've been around the community long enough. I've been doing this I've been in crypto for almost a freaking decade. I've been in Dogecoin since the very beginning. I think one of the major mistakes that was made on the behalf of the Dogecoin Foundation is that on their website, they put Jared's avatar up there, and underneath this avatar, it says representing Elon Musk. Which is a huge legal no-no. Like, that should have never been. It should have never been posted like that. They should have just put Jared's information and if they really wanted to say something about Elon, they could have said the personal attorney for Elon Musk or something like that. But the words representing Elon Musk is. I understand what they were trying to do, but it really it's in legalese it's a big no to do something like that. So I wish I would have been able to, and I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just letting you know how it looks. And now Elon is saying he didn't know about this. Jared, and now Elon's speaking for Jared. Now here's where things get really interesting, because Elon, if you look on any of Jared's personal, profiles online, Wikipedia articles, any of Jared's online presence, now on all of his professional stuff that I'm sure isn't posted by him, but is professionally updated and managed, you see the Dogecoin Foundation under his, below his academic listings and whatnot. So, now we've gotten into this whole rigmarole that is Jared on the foundation? Is the foundation correct in stating that he is representing Elon Musk, which I believe that is one of the major things that needs to be changed, because that probably was not supposed to be written that way in the first place. So yeah, it's just a whole big old mix-up, and there still isn't clarification on this, and this is something that really does need to be clarified. I'm sure there is a very good legal reason why Elon made that statement. I would agree. If I was, okay, I'll put it like this: if I was somebody who was like Elon Musk in this particular asset. Probably not a good look. Whoever, I know there's several people on the foundation, whoever set up the website, whoever wrote that particular piece of text on the website, just simply stating representing Elon Musk, they need to
amend that.
They need to amend that, and it should be amended right now. There needs to be some sort of statement made here. My mom, actually, I told this story to my girlfriend and my mom earlier, and my mom doesn't know anything about crypto, or she doesn't know anything about it. But she was like, I wonder if they got hacked. I was like, what are you talking about? The foundation got hacked? And she was like, I wonder if the person who they thought was Jared they were actually talking to somebody completely different. Like he was basically, some guy in his underwear somewhere, not Billy, pretending to be Jared. And I was like, that is actually, I don't know, that could be it. We do know, however, that Elon and Billy and Elon and Ross and Elon and a few of the people on the foundation have direct communication. They have each other's emails and contact, probably phone numbers too and whatnot. So we know that the foundation is in direct contact with, or people on the foundation are in direct contact with Elon Musk. I hope they get this sorted out. I'm sure they will. I'm sure it's just some sort of miscommunication, and I can almost guarantee you it has everything to do with the wording that the foundation posted on the website and almost nothing to do with the fact that they may have been deceived or there might be some sort of illegitimate thing going on. I think it's more due to the wording and legalese of posting representing Elon Musk.
Yeah, it seems like a very logical explanation for this. I was speculating last night a couple of those things, the legalities of wording being one of them. I think that you stated it much more succinctly than I did in that regard. Yeah, and I'm actually going to reach out to one of the people that I'm friends with in the foundation and suggest that and just see what they have to say. I do think it could be too where we could be, in a way, this is kind of a bull flag, because I think it's Elon probably, I think this is a sign that Elon is probably in the mind frame of how to roll out and make sure everything's tightened up before the rollout of the Dogecoin Tesla acceptance gets rolled out, frankly. So
I told that's exactly what I told my girlfriend. I was like, this is either going to move the timeline forward for Dogecoin Tesla, or it's going to push it back. It's going to do one or the other, but this event is going to adjust the Dogecoin Tesla timeline, and I think that the way that he responded to this is in so quickly, it makes me think that the Dogecoin Tesla thing is probably, not too far off, maybe right around the corner.
Yeah. And somebody in the chat claiming they're on the foundation. If that's true, then you message me on Twitter through your identity, and we'll verify that way.
There's like 7 people, and we know all of them.
Yeah. So good to see you in the mix. Let's see, Golden Greaser, Musty, of course. And did I miss anyone else that kind of snuck in here? Josh Randell disavows. Haram, welcome. Beef Supreme, of course. Mark Lance, good to see you, Mark. And Frank, yes, Frank. Jeff, Northwoods Peachtree, and Luminal, of course. List goes on. Great to see you guys. Great to see you guys in the mix. If you haven't already smashed that like button, we got about 100 people in here. If you could just take a moment to do that, that is the most effective thing, helpful thing you can do for this channel. And the great thing is, it's super simple. So if you haven't already smashed that like button, just take just a second of your time to do it right now. Really appreciate it. Also, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steve and Steele Live. That's my co-host, Nick. And we've got an awesome eccentric community here. Would love to have you be a part of it. So be sure to hit subscribe and then hit all on that notification bell, because we do go live quite a bit. And when you get those notifications, it takes all the guesswork out of wondering when we do these things. So we'd love to have you aboard. Dylan McDougall from Australia, good to have you in the mix, sir. Yeah, so I again, just to recap, guys, I don't think there has been any malicious intent on behalf of the Dogecoin Foundation. I mean, I can say this with absolute certainty, honestly. I know I'm very familiar with all the people that are sitting on the foundation, and honestly, you'd really be hard-pressed to do any better in terms of a group of folks with the levels of integrity that they have. Wouldn't you agree, Nick?
Well, yeah. I mean, first off, you're talking about, the creator of Dogecoin. Of course, Billy is on the foundation, but not only Billy, but you've got Vitalik,
Blockchain advisor.
blockchain advisor. I mean, this is a guy who's like probably the best person in the world to talk, advise about matters concerning blockchain. Our friend Gary is on the foundation, actually. So
Yep.
for those who don't know, Gary LaChance is a fine gentleman from Canada. I don't know Gary like on a personal level. We talked a long time ago. But he's been doing stuff for Dogecoin since I got into it, which was like February of 2014. So he's been into Dogecoin, and he's been doing stuff for Dogecoin since the very beginning. You've got Michi and Ross and Tim. You've got some heavy hitters in the coding world. Yeah, so I mean it's a good solid group of people. And as soon as I saw that foundation get put together, I was like, all right, well, my money's in good hands. Like,
Yeah.
there's a good group of people like putting everything together for me, so it was nice.
Yeah. Big agree. Yeah, Doge's still looking very bullish here, headed towards 27.5. It looks like another green candle going up right now. Will we make 28 cents up towards 30 within the next 24 hours? Certainly within the realm of probability, guys. I think there's a probably good likelihood we're not even finished pumping tonight.
Yeah, so the resistance that we hit was at 28 cents.
Yeah.
There is no resistance between 28 and 29. So just for people to keep that in mind, the resistance between 28 and 29 is like non-existent. Now, there could be a few levels between 29 up to like 35 that are going to come into play, but keep in mind that 35 cent level was very strong prior to all of the market drama that we went through a few months back. So I mean, we're in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend. You can't, it's hard to hard to deny that.
Yeah, big agree there. Rock Lobster, good to see you in the chat. Bully Campline, haven't seen that name in the chat for a while. Welcome back. Beef Supreme says press 69 for Doge. Yes, the big 6-9 energy. So, why don't we talk a little bit about, there's no denying the scale of popularity that Shiba has accomplished over the last few months in what could definitely be described as a parabolic rise. That being said, what do you make of this? And what do you make of the long-term trajectory of a project like that? And the likelihood of a project like Shiba sticking around long term and reaching a significant level of adoption?
Really hard to say, Steven, because it's an ERC20 token. It's heavily dependent on Ethereum and things like gas fees and all this. There's a lot of things that really Shiba hinges on. These people who are in the Shiba community that were like, Shiba's gonna overtake Dogecoin tonight. Watch it happen live. Bro, you're less than half of our market cap. You would have to you'd have to over double your market cap to get to where, just to be on the same level as Dogecoin. So it's not going to happen like that. I mean, that would be like Dogecoin adding $14 billion in a few hours. It's just not going to happen. Now, could she continue to grow into the future? I mean, I think that as far as a token goes, yeah, probably. It's got a bunch of different things it does as far as, functionality. It has different little functions and stuff, but when it all boils down to it, it is a token. Token ecosystems are sketchy. I don't know if that's the right word, but Their, I'll say this: their coding is a lot less secure than coins.
Yeah.
So it is much more easy to disrupt, hack, and disable a token than it is to do to a coin. That is why Bitcoin, Dogecoin, some of these heavy hitters in the top 10 are, proof of work concepts, because the security that lies within proof of work makes it extremely difficult to disrupt the blockchain. Not so much for proof of stake or for tokens, because all of the tokens that are available are there. And anyone with sufficient enough computer skills can just yoink that up. I can't. There was a big hack that happened a few months back. I can't remember the name of the project that got taken down. But you remember the guy, the hacker had all the crypto, and then he was like giving some of it back, and it was a big mess. I can't remember the name of the project that was, but yeah. I mean, it's just tokens are. I don't mess around with tokens at all. I don't buy them. I don't sell them. I do have some that people have sent me because I have like token wallets that people know about.
Right.
Just so if people in the chat, if there's anybody in the chat who has sent me stuff, thank you so much. I appreciate it. However, just know that when you're sending me tokens, they are going into a token. They're going basically to a Vitalik graveyard. That they will never. They just sit in my wallet. I probably won't touch them for probably ever. So, it's just not something I mess around with. But could sheep be a long-term thing? It remains to be seen. I mean, I think that this is just my personal opinion. I think that a lot of token projects after this, whatever super cycle that we're in completes and the whole market comes to a halt, or not halt, but everything comes back down to earth, I think a lot of these token projects won't come back. And this has been proven. Listen, when Dogecoin was around, back in 2014, there was a ton of projects. Dogecoin was actually written off of the code of a coin that no longer exists called Lucky Coin. If people who don't remember, this is way, way back.
I remember Lucky Coin.
Yeah. Lucky Coin doesn't exist anymore. Okay? There's going to be so many defunct cryptos in the next 10 years that we're going to look back and laugh at. And unfortunately, I can tell you right now that a vast majority of these projects are going to be token projects. And it's just based off of liquidity. They're just not, they're held up on strings. Their foundations, monetarily speaking, are just very shaky. You can go look. I mean, if you look on cryptocurrency market cap or any of these market cap sites, you'll see the daily trading volume is through the roof. But if you look at what the actual liquidity is, it's like peanuts. And this is the issue with this. These projects are, getting circulated around and manipulated around, and that's all fine and good if you want to make a quick buck. But if you are looking for a long-term project, in just my personal opinion, they are not the safest. Can you make money with them? Sure, people do all the time. But you're taking crypto is already a gamble enough. You're taking a much greater gamble doing stuff like that, and betting the farm on a token like Shiba Inu. When if you are going to get into a project like that, just know that, and if you're in the United States, this is something that you're going to have to probably bail out of in under 12 months, which is fine as long as you're aware that the actual implications of that are much greater than if you weren't to hold it for years and years and years.
From a taxation point of view.
Correct. Right. So these are all factors. I'm not telling you to buy, I'm not telling you to sell, I'm not telling you any of that. These are things you need to be aware of before you do anything. Because this is your money that you're talking about, and God bless. I hope people make money. I hope everybody makes money. But if you're in a position where you made a ton of money, that's great. But just know that if you're in the United States or some other countries, I don't know taxation laws in Canada or whatever, but when you go and hit that sell button, if you made money, you don't get all that. So just remember that.
Yeah, a lot to think about there. A lot to think about there. And I know we got plenty of Shiba investors in the chat here, and this is no disrespect to Shiba investors. Look, I want people to make money. I mean, at the end of the day, Nick he doesn't need the sheeps. He doesn't need the tokens. he's already made his way. But what is notable? How did he make his way? Right. Through a lot of patience and a solid project over the course of several years, which is very notable, a very, very notable thing. Now, are millionaires being made? Have millionaires been made as a consequence to sheep? Absolutely, absolutely. However, it is, by any metric, it is a higher volatility project than, let's say, investing into Dogecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, ADA, or something like that. So again, for me, what's most important is just as long as people understand the risk that they are incurring in investing projects like this. I invest in token projects, but most all the token projects I invest in a very small amounts compared to the majority of my portfolio, number one. And number two, I make sure that there's some solid utility and a audience and an industry that's behind it to push these projects. I think there's, and I talk a lot about this in my membership only streams, the emergence of gaming tokens that have been really finding their place and utility within the gaming industry. And we've been making some nice little gains there. Those who've been listening on the membership streams on my picks there. So at the same time, you just got to keep in mind, folks, what you're investing into, what is higher risk, higher reward, and what is less risk. So that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line for me. Now we're hanging right at about 27 cents here, as we are making our way through the rest of this evening. If you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You've been watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. My co-host above is Nick. We call him Dogecoin Millionaire Nick, and we are happy to have you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit all on that notification bell while you're still here, because we'd love to have you be a part of our awesome little community here. And we have been growing exponentially, particularly over the last month, so thank you for that. Also, if you feel compelled to super chat anywhere out through the duration of this broadcast, that's hugely appreciated, and it allows me to spend as much time as I do on this. Feel free to ask myself or Nick, or Nick, whatever you'd like, through the super chat, and we will field those to the best of our capacity. Nick, what do you say? What do you say of the forecast going in? So here we are. I mean, we kind of predicted this, right? Because we were in the middle, the end of the weekend here. We did say that there was going to be some more bullish action ramping up starting on that Thursday, and that was going to carry over into the weekend. It kind of put on pause, and then it erupted again early this morning. What do you say the outlook looks like for going into the next week for the market and as a whole?
I think we're in for a very green week.
Yeah.
I think that the crypto markets kind of had a bit of a pullback, obviously over the weekend. This prior week we were hitting all-time highs within Bitcoin. And I think that trend is going to continue. If you look at our buddy Plan B predicted Bitcoin to be at 63,000 in October, which I think if you take into totality where Bitcoin was, at its latest all-time high and where it's landed here, it'll probably finish the month out at about 63,000, which would be right on track. Plan B predicts Bitcoin to be at $98,000, I believe, at the end of November. So I think the holiday season is going to get extremely dramatic and very, very interesting and parabolic for cryptos in general. And I will tell you why. I think there is going to be some major issues with supply chain and inflation come year. It's going to get very real, very quick. People are going to start figuring out that come Christmas time or starting next month, you're not going to be able to purchase what you think you want to purchase as gifts for people or whatnot, because of the supply shortage and what's going on in logistics right now. And I think that supply shock will hit it'll make a big impact on inflation. There's a graph you can actually check out. It's called the DXY. You can look at it on TradingView. Whenever the DXY goes down, it basically tracks the dollar and dollar inflation. Whenever the DXY goes down, cryptos go up like crazy. And yeah, it's doing its thing. So I think that it's looking great. I'm looking at the DXY right now. It's about 93. Yeah. I'm hopeful. I think that cryptos are going to just absolutely rip. Coming probably starting next month. I think that crypto, especially now, here's the thing. My prediction was that Bitcoin is going to peak out somewhere at the end of December, maybe going into January. Then the same thing that happens every time Bitcoin hits a high. All of this money that's made with it, because people are like, it doesn't matter, people, institutions, whatever. People are addicted to making money, right? We all love making money. When Bitcoin goes absolutely crazy and it hits these all-time highs, where does that money go to next, right? People don't want to leave the casino. They want to keep playing, and that money's going to flow into the alts. The alt pop like you've never seen. I mean, it's going to be the alt season that will precede the Bitcoin dominance that's coming up is going to be absolutely nutty. And this is why I predict that Dogecoin is going to almost $2.
Right.
Because of this incredible alt pump that we're about to see. But it's going to have to first start with Bitcoin meeting and exceeding consumer expectations, which is, people want to see $100,000 Bitcoin. I don't think we're that far away from it right now. So, I think it's probably going to go much more than that. All of that money that's going to be made within Bitcoin is going to come into the alts, and then the alts are going to pump, and then you better put your coat on, because that's when, after that's done, I think we're in for the crypto winter that people are always talking about. Not turning into a bear or anything. I'm just telling you how cycles go.
Sure. Yeah, and that's a fair assessment. And speaking of the altcoin bull market, that is something I've been talking quite a bit about at the members only breakout. How you can take full advantage of when the altcoin breakout kicks in. How you can be positioned yourself in the best way possible to be able to capitalize on the most gains. And we go into a bit more detail on some great suggestions about what that's going to look like, and where you might be putting down that framework and those investments. So we will be doing a members only stream here at 10 p.m. tonight. That's in about 45 minutes from now. So if you're not currently a member and you want to take advantage of that, its membership is just $4 a month. It's $1 a week, and you can simply join by clicking the link that's pinned at the top of the chat, guys. Pinned at the top of the chat. So yeah, and it's real simple and easy to do, and we have a great time over there. And Nick, of course, you're more than welcome to join the members stream if you're up for it, since it's a little bit earlier tonight.
Yeah, if we started early if you want to do an early members, I've never done it before, so
okay,
we'll get wild.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get a little wilder over there. So Nick will be joining me over at the members only breakout. But we're going to stick around here in the main chat for a little while. But when we convert over there, we will be sure to put the members only link in the chat, guys. Nick, I got to go answer my door. So why don't you kind of just take it from here, give people I don't know, bestow upon them some of your knowledge.
I'll answer questions from the chat.
And also feel free to give Nick any chats in the questions, or if you feel compelled to super chat, we wouldn't mind that as well. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes, guys, and Nick will keep an eye on the chat for you guys.
All right, it's me and you people. Let's any questions I will answer, unless I don't have the answer, in which case. Oh, dog's going outside, or wants to go outside. Everybody have a great weekend. I hope so. I did. Except my girlfriend. She's having a time right now. She's kind of she had a car accident a few years ago and having some issues with that. First question. Steven, you got your audio on.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. Yeah. I thought I had the mic turned off, but I didn't. If you could keep the volume down, thanks.
You just mute it if you want.
I thought I had myself muted, but apparently not. Wow, that dog she's boisterous. She's excited. Sorry to interrupt question time there, if I did indeed interrupt something.
All good. So first question, am I going to sell Doge to buy a house? Eventually, yeah. I have to get out of this place. It's turned into a war zone. Opinion on Verifone and crypto purchases. I don't know enough to comment on Verifone. I've seen a little bit about it, but I just don't have enough inside info. What do I really think of Steven? I think he is one of the very few people who goes up to bat for Dogecoin on a daily basis. On YouTube, at least. Beef Supreme, do I think we're in a crypto gold rush? Kind of. I mean, I guess I would consider the very beginnings of crypto the gold rush phase. I think we are definitely in a boom market, in a bull market. Yeah, I kind of. Post gold rush, if that makes sense. Should I get the 675 LT McLaren? Yeah, I think eventually it's either the 720 or the 570, or possibly a 675. It just depends on what I don't know. It depends on what I go with at the time. Bang Stun, I used to bodybuild myself. Now older, I switched up and joined Hotworks. Okay. I don't do a lot of those super crazy cardio things are too much for me. $10 dono from Josh. Josh is a good friend. Nick Balls' hyper accurate predictions about Dogecoin are getting eerie at this point. I think he might be the mysterious mega Doge whale. I tell you know what, people think that I move the markets. I swear I'm not. I promise you, I am not controlling the markets. Do I have a crystal ball? I don't know. I have a golden horseshoe stuck up my ass, but I don't know about a crystal ball. Projection for Doge and the next bull cycle. That's an interesting one because that would be, we're looking at about 2 years into the future. This is where I think that some of the major alts in the top 10 will be getting close to, if not breaching, $1 trillion market caps themselves. Ethereum specifically. You could be looking at a multi-$100 billion Dogecoin, which would put us around $5. I'd say anywhere from $3 to $5. That would be within the next bull run. So about 2 years from current. Mary, hey, do you think Tesla accepts Dogecoin by the end of Q1 2022? I think so.
High probability.
Yeah, probability on that is pretty high. It might even be last quarter of this year, depending. I think that that particular question hinges on Robinhood. If Robinhood get the wallets out, then Tesla could the day after Robinhood gets the wallets out, Tesla can be like, boom, we're taking Dogecoin. So that's just my personal opinion. I think that the one thing that Tesla's waiting on is the Robinhood wallets. Steven's back.
Yeah, and completely agree with that. You did a great job, by the way. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I actually talked about this in detail early this morning. Things to look forward to in 2022. The first quarter of 2022 looks incredibly good in as far as where I'm standing for Dogecoin. Because I do think that's, as Nick said, I do think that's the main thing that Elon is waiting for before he makes such an announcement, Mary, is the allocation of wallets to its user base on Robinhood. We have plenty of data to go on now that clearly shows that Dogecoin is the #1 traded cryptocurrency on their platform and is their most profitable cryptocurrency by a mile. I mean, it's not even close. In fact,
it's their most profitable asset.
Period. Right.
Yeah. It's the reason Robinhood exists at this point is because of Dogecoin. It's right. A majority of their money is in Dogecoin. So
yeah.
If Robinhood is going to stick around, it's because of Doge.
Yeah, totally. And now, Nick, we even have further metrics, further data rather, available to us. It has just been released that over 1 million people now are signed up to waiting for the Robinhood wallets, and we can safely assume that the overwhelming majority of those 1 million people that are currently waiting for Robinhood wallets are Dogecoin holders to a greater or lesser degree. So that is a incredible amount of people, an incredible amount of Dogecoin that will be freed up for whatever purposes. I think this is going to have a bullish impact on adoption and popularity of Dogecoin. And I think that this is one of the main things Elon is waiting for before that happens. Now, I think that will probably happen in early 2022, if I had to guess, because that's also where I think Robinhood is around the same time where Robinhood will release these wallets. Is what I'm gathering. Also, the beginning of 2022 is going to be just absolutely just massive, because not only will those things likely be happening in that time frame, but other things that we know are going to be happening in that time frame are Ethereum 2.0 is going to be released at the beginning of 2022, and it's also been told that it's also the same estimation that the Dogecoin Ethereum bridge will be released. So all of these things are looking like they're all going to come to pass in the beginning part of this next year. So sky's the limit at that point. What do you say, Nick?
Yeah, and that's why I tell when people ask me like, what is my, not end of year, but like end of year projection or near end of year, maybe January, February prediction for where Dogecoin is going. $1.81. I think that is a kind of an underestimate, if anything. If these events kind of hit simultaneously, like boom, 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 which they are kind of aligning to do right now, expectations could be completely blown out of the water. We could be looking at over a $2 Doge at that point. We know what Tesla did for Bitcoin. We know what Tesla will do for Dogecoin. We know what the Robinhood distribution will do for. By the way, and this is something a lot of people don't talk about. Once Robinhood gets the wallets out for its Dogecoin holders, Dogecoin will become one of the most decentralized crypto in the top 10. I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. Once the wallet, that 28% or whatever it's at now, once that chunk gets distributed out to all of the holders, there's bigger holders in Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. So, I really do think that Dogecoin is setting itself up for some really parabolic movement in not so distant future. We're not talking about that many months. We're talking about a couple, 2-3 months away.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Yeah, someone in the chat is, it's not that we're anti-Shiba. You're wondering that we put, Elon says no to Shiba. We're just literally reporting what happened today. Literally, Elon said no to Shiba. He was asked, how much Shiba do you own? And Elon said none, because he owns 0 Shiba. So let's not get it twisted here. Make your money where you make your money. That's cool. But listen, folks, let me just take a little breath here. This token, and please understand, I'm not against people making money, particularly if you're making your gains and reallocating those Shiba gains into things like Ethereum and Dogecoin. And, it's hard. Life's hard, especially when you're working class. You're just trying to get ahead. So make your gains where you make your gains. I get it, and I empathize with it. I'm not against that. But at the same time, this is a project that was founded in bad faith in terms of its marketing. Okay? It stole Dogecoin's mascot to ride the coattails of it, and it did successfully in that regard with its branding. It was obviously successful. But then it had the nerve to call itself the Dogecoin killer. Those of us who are Doge-centric content creators like myself, or someone like myself personally, what am I supposed to do with that? I'm just asking an honest question. If there is a token that's approaching, and you're asking me for support, and I'm most bullish on Dogecoin, and you're asking me to support something that Nate has dubbed itself in its rollout and its marketing, its presentation as the Dogecoin killer, what am I supposed to do with that? I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate it. So, and furthermore, there has been a purposeful intent to obfuscate the truth of what Elon is talking about when he mentions his dog, when he mentions that breed of dog, which is the Dogecoin mascot. Like Nick said, the only 3 cryptocurrencies that Elon holds are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. That's it. That's it. No more, no less. So to get, and it doesn't just stop at Shiba. There's countless spin-offs, Daddy Doge, Fat Doge, Skinny Doge, any combination with the word Doge in it you can think of. It's out there. And then Shiba, I even saw the other day, there's a Shiba Safe Moon. There's a Safe Moon Shiba.
Oh my God.
So it just goes on and on. The point is, guys, all of these tokens and spin-off projects are dependent in their branding upon people to a certain level misunderstanding and misreading what Elon is referencing in his sentiments, right? So, if you are basing your project in large part and it depends on that, I think that's a very risky foundation upon which to base the branding on what you're doing. Okay, so I just got to say that. So, bad dude corn pop, thank you for your $1 super chat.
That guy corn pop.
It's corn pop. He's a bad dude. You ever see there's somebody made a song by splicing up all of
oh, it's so good.
Have you know what I'm talking about? Corn Pop, he was a bad dude. It's like a rap song or something. Let's see here. Yeah, so we're cruising right along here, guys. The fact that we are
oh no, we're cruising up right now.
Yeah, we are cruising up right now. Let's take a closer look. We got a green candle lit. We are approaching 27.5. This is where I think look at that, just coming right past that big green candle, going up.
Doge is running, boy.
Yeah, yep. We are moving. We are on the move. So wow, 20 definitely past that last point of resistance here. Coming to 27.6. Let's keep this green candle moving and grooving. I would love to see us cross the threshold of 28 cents live on the air here. That'd be fantastic. Guys, if you're new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. That's my esteemed co-host, Nick, above me there. And we are just kind of doing a hangout, fun market watch and giving you guys our thoughts and assessments of things as we see it. We are doing really nicely right now in terms of Dogecoin, which is up over 10% over the last 24-hour cycle. Let's check it here in more detail. So Dogecoin right now is trading exactly 10% over the last 24-hour cycle, up 14.3% over the last week. In the last hour, we are up modestly at about 1.3%. And that could change to be even more significant here. Maybe
almost 27% on the month too, and that's the kind of numbers that I like to see. You know, a lot of times I check the monthly. For guys, if you're not, you know, for the people who've been here for a while, you know, Dogecoin on the monthly for so long was so underplayed.
Yeah,
it was outstanding. The monthly numbers on Dogecoin were so bad for so long. I'm like, somebody's got to come in here and realize that there is a bunch of, because it stayed in the top 10 the whole time. It was just underperforming.
Yeah.
Like, someone is going to realize that there is a ton of money to be made right here.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, you know, look at where we are now. So it's great to see this kind of action, and going into such a pivotal week. I think this is, you know, hey, everything, you know what, in my life, I told the story of how, actually, you know what, we'll save it for the members only stream. I think I told the story about how I lost my V card on Halloween.
Oh boy.
Did I tell that story? Every great event in my life has happened on Halloween. Like every great event. So every major love and every really good positive thing has happened around Halloween. I shouldn't say that. I had one bad Halloween, but even then it was still a blast. But yeah, I think Dogecoin leading up, going into November. November is such a positive month. Oh, it's going to be great. November is when everyone spends money. November is the biggest money spending month in all of the whole world. Everybody buys everything in November. I love it.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. By the way, we are having a special Halloween show. Nick and I will be going live on Halloween, and Nick will be dressed
not on
as
Halloween.
Not on Halloween.
Halloween is on Sunday, and I will be at Dune on Sunday.
Oh, that's right. So when are we doing the Halloween?
I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out because I don't.
It's got to be the day before or the day after. So maybe Saturday.
Well, that's the thing. So I'm gonna be dressing up and going out with my girlfriend on either Friday or Saturday. So we could either do Friday or Saturday, depending on which day we end up. I don't know which day we're doing it yet. I still have to ask her. Or we could do Monday, which is the first. I mean, any one of those days. It just can't be Halloween.
I would like to keep it within a day before or a day after.
Well, day after would be Monday.
Okay, so we'll do our Halloween stream will be on Monday, November 1st.
I'm down with that. That would be, yeah.
Okay, so our Halloween stream will be officially on Sunday night, November 1st. Nick will be going as the Tiger King. He'll be dressed up as the Tiger King, and I will be dressed up as Crypto Batman.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So I'm going to try. I'm trying to get things in order for my props to be Crypto Batman. Yes.
That's amazing.
So there you have it. You heard it here first, folks. Captain Caveman coming in with $1. Make you holler. Thank you, Captain Caveman. Appreciate that so much. And I love Captain Caveman.
Please tell me you got a Hawaiian shirt.
My super chat not show up? Josh asks. I thought we got to it. Oh, sorry, Josh. Sorry, Josh. I overlooked it. Thank you again for the $10 super chat. Josh Randell disavows. Why did Sheeb Twitter account stick its chin out there with that tweet to Elon? I saw that tweet before Elon responded and knew the reply would not be favorable. I think we solved that question, Josh. I don't think it was that tweet came from the official Shiba account. I think it came from one of the larger Shiba associated fan accounts.
They've been asking that question for months now.
Yeah.
So they've been trying to get a response
They
for
got
a long time.
They got what they wanted.
Yeah.
You kept pressing them, and many of the top, most popular Shiba accounts, it's a question they've asked them over and over again. And so the account was Shiba Inu holder, right? That's where it came from. So that is not the same as the official Shiba account. So if we look up Shiba Inu holder, we'll see how popular of an account it is here. Shiba Inu holder is, so spreading the word about Shiba Inu to the globe. None of my tweets are financial advice, so it's just kind of a fan account, but it's got about 137,000 followers, so it's a pretty significant Shiba-related account, but it's not the official. The official is, I forget, but it's not that. So I don't care to deep dive into that much more than that, guys. Let's see here. We all caught up on the chat. That guy just asked Elon every day nonstop. See, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
He asked it every day nonstop, and then finally Elon's like, none, okay? So, you get what you ask for, guys. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. So, I mean, I don't know why he would ask it every day. I mean, it's pretty obvious to me that he didn't own any, but they just kind of set themselves up there. We got a little over 100 people in chat right now. This is great. If you're brand new here, you're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. That's my co-host above, Nick Balls, and we are doing it to it. We're having a great time watching the Doge rise, do its thing, up over 10% over the last 24 hours. I'd like to invite you to subscribe, hit all on that notification bell, join our ranks. We'd love to have you a part of our awesome little community on our ascension to the moon, to Mars, and beyond. Also, if you would like to super chat anywhere throughout the duration of this broadcast, that's hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts we put in. It also enables me to spend as much time on this as I do. Feel free to ask myself or Nick whatever you'd like, and we will field those to the best of our ability. And lastly, if you'd like to become a member, we are having a membership stream pretty close to after this one ends, and we'll be headed over there and deep diving into more stuff and getting into more detail about market stuff, about investment stuff, and just silly stuff. And so you can feel free to join us over there. We do membership streams pretty regularly. You can become a member for just as little as $4 a month by just pressing join. And yeah, Snagglepuss coming in with $1 super chat. Someone's really pulling out the old school Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it too. Snagglepuss, I think that's the one that would always say, "Exit stage right."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So there we have it. We had Snagglepuss and Captain Caveman. Captain Caveman was hilarious. I only remember just vague memories of Captain Caveman, but I remember him, Captain Caveman. That was his battle cry.
I was a big Rocky and Bullwinkle guy.
Oh yeah, Rocky and Bullwinkle. There was always somebody's always getting tied to the railroad tracks.
Railroad tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
And who else was? Oh, you know what? This is Ren and Stimpy was like my absolute favorite. I loved Ren and Stimpy like so much. I even had the Ren and Stimpy video game for the Sega Genesis. That was a good time. Good time to be a kid. Was the early '90s was an incredible time to be a kid.
Yeah. Big agree there.
Oh my God.
What are you seeing?
He might be in the chat. I don't know. Miles just texted me.
Miles G.
Miles G.
All right.
Apparently he farted in his video today and he forgot to edit it out, and the comments are going crazy. I gotta see this now.
Well, now you read it on the air for everyone to go see. Poor Miles.
Sorry, Miles. Since you left it up. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. You can check out Miles' moment on his channel if you'd like.
He sent me the timestamp.
Oh yeah, Johnny Quest was good. Johnny Quest, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. That was another one of my favorites.
See this.
Well, put it right up to your mic if you're going to play it.
$2. Look at this. $2.10. We ended up breaking out of this symmetrical triangle pattern, but it's looking like we're going to be coming to retest this support line here. So very interesting to see. But Cardano could have some very decisive moves coming here very soon. Meaning
Poor Miles, man. Poor Miles. Just
oh my god. Oh yeah.
We put it. We just put poor Miles' blast on blast.
This is incredible. Thank you, Miles. For this just made my day.
Someone in the chat says, so G stands for gas.
Miles got his gas money in today.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to add on that. Oh.
Incredible.
Yeah. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Bringing the real quality content now. Oh, Miles. I haven't seen him in the chat here for a while, but I know he's
been he's putting out like 2 or 3 videos a day.
Exactly. He like I was about to say lightly. I think he's doing about 3 videos a day now. 3 videos a day. Miles G's fart for $1.
That was so fast.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
How the hell?
Somebody's like really quick with the alias accounts right now. I think it's the same person.
Wow.
Like lightning quick on those $1 make you hollers.
That was so quick.
Thank you, Miles G's fart for the $1. Yeah, the awkward pauses at the Space Ghost interviews kind of what made it.
That show, Space, when I was a kid, oh my god, I would stay up like all night waiting for Space Ghost. I loved Space Ghost back in the day.
Yeah, Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually the original show that got me into the voice acting thing. And I wanted to get on Adult Swim because of Space Ghost.
I know you were so determined as a kid to be a voice actor on
God.
Adult Swim that you actually got on a conference call with some of the bigwigs there, right?
Yeah, and that was one of my. I'll never forget.
I can't believe you made that happen as a kid.
It gave me my determined. You know what? I always knew after that I'd be good at like sales and stuff because I would just bug the shit out of people. But yeah, that was. They asked me, and they asked me too. I'll never forget. They're like, well, you know, after they told me basically no, they were like, what do you like? You know, what do you watch? And I always said, I was like, I told them like. Ed, and Eddie is really underrated, and it's so funny because there was a Ed, and Eddie at the time was very underrated,
right? And
it had a huge resurgence in like the past few years. Like people have been getting into Ed, and Eddie recently, which was a really, really well done show that doesn't get enough. Doesn't get enough of admiration, I think.
Ren and Stippy, thank you for the $1 super chat. Really just going through the archives there. Yeah, Brack. Do you remember there was a Space Ghost themed album that came out where they did cover songs, but they would change the lyrics? Space Ghost, yeah.
Like Weird Al, yeah.
Yeah, and Brack did a version of Don't Touch This by MC Hammer, except Brack's version was Don't Touch Me. Don't touch me.
Don't touch me!
Yeah, don't touch me! No, don't touch me! I always thought that was pretty good. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, yep, that was
Space Ghost's Musical Barbecue.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what it was called. And Space Ghost Surf and Turf.
Wait, what was it called? Space Ghost Musical Barbecue?
One, yeah, that was the first one. That was 97. And then Space Ghost Surf and Turf came out in 98.
Come on, China says, how how do you get them Doge emojis? Great question. You become a member. Then you get a bunch of emojis opened up to you. Ones, nifty ones like I'm about to put in the chat right now. You get boom, boom, boom. We'll put some Doge. We'll put a nice caboose in there. We'll put an Elon. And we'll put a Steele live emoji in there. See? And then when you become a member, you get all the emoji access, and then you get a nifty badge. How you see some people's names, they got badges, and different people's names are green and stuff like that. But then not only that, but you get access to all the members-only content, the members-only streams that we're going to be doing in a little bit here. We're kind of playing it by ear when we convert to the members-only stream. We got a lot of people in the chat right now. So if you'd like to become a member, just press join, or hit, better yet, even easier yet, just click the link pinned at the top of the chat. It's literally just $4 a month. I don't know anyone else that does memberships that cheap, particularly for all the content they get in return. So, and it's also just a great way to support the community and what we're doing here. Brack was my favorite. He must have been added later because the early shows don't have him in it. Yeah, I don't think Brack was in the first season at all, as I recall.
Yeah, no, they brought back Brack on a little later, but Brack ended up getting his own show.
Oh, what was it called?
It was called The Brack Show.
Oh, imagine
Pretty
that.
sure. Yeah, The Brack Show. And
Yeah.
then Brack had his own album. He came out with his own musical album as well.
Yeah.
Along the same time as another great show, C-Lab 2021.
C-Lab 2020 I like even better than Space Ghost. And I love Space Ghost, but C-Lab 2020 was hysterical. That was hilarious.
We're living in the year. It was C-Lab 2021.
Yeah, 2021, that's right.
We are in the year of C-Lab right now.
Yeah, with the year of C-Lab. Yeah, man, that was such a brilliant show. Captain Howdy, thank you for putting a little pep in my step. $2 super chat. That was fun. Alter egos. Yes. I guess Captain Howdy was the man behind that plan of switching out all those retro cartoon accounts. So you're pretty quick with the draw, Captain Howdy. That was
He's good.
Definitely impressive. Yeah.
He's fast.
Steve, maybe you get this too much, but what's the minimum amount of Doge we should be holding? Oh, that's all entirely dependent on what your financial situation looks like, you know? It depends on... it depends how much you believe in the project long term. First, one of the things, and also what your financial situation looks like. You never want to invest more than you could afford to potentially lose, and you also want to make sure you have enough to be paying your bills, paying your rent, your mortgage, whatever, putting food on the table, taking care of family, if that's a part of it too. So after that, you know, it's a pretty subjective thing, honestly. It is my opinion that Dogecoin is a fantastic long-term investment. I wouldn't, for most people, I would say a minimum of a 2-year hold. And that is just my opinion. And one of the main reasons is because you get taxed at a way higher percentage if you sell within a year of you purchasing your holdings. After that 1-year hold mark, the taxation rate goes down very substantially. So that's another thing you want to keep in mind when you're doing this stuff. So for me, I'm holding not a ton, but not a minuscule amount by any means. I'm a little bit over 100,000 Dogecoins, and for me, it's a very long-term hold. Very long-term hold. I probably will take a small percentage of profits, around $1, but that's it. The rest is I'm holding for several years. Let's see here. Yeah, no, by the way, thanks again for the super chats. So we are starting to go up here a bit more, Nick. We are at 27.5.
Ooh, yeah, this candle that we're on right now looks
Yeah.
spicy.
Yeah, spicy candle. Let's see where it takes us, but
Looks thick.
thick. Yes, it does. So let's see if we can just break on through to the other side, which is
I just watched the Doors documentary the other day.
yeah, the one with Val Kilmer.
No, that's the movie. It was actually, believe it or not, I watched a documentary about the movie with Val Kilmer that was dispelling, because apparently the Doors, the remaining, who are by now deceased, but they didn't like that movie at all, and it really it painted a very bad picture of
Jim.
why can't it Jim? Yeah, why can't I was like, I knew it was Jim too. But I was thinking Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But it just painted a very bad picture of Jim. And I guess he was actually not the kind of guy that they kind of portrayed him to be in the movie. Of course, his personality had parts of it that were like that. But
And what was their main contention about the misrepresentation of who Jim Morrison really was?
that the movie made him out to be like a dick and an asshole, and kind of like this supremely he was always like going around quoting poetry, and he was just kind of like an asshole to people for no reason. And that just wasn't who Jim Morrison was. He was like a really, if you asked anybody, he was a really funny guy. And they upplayed his problems with drugs and alcohol, when in all reality, Jim Morrison actually primarily had an issue with alcohol only. He didn't really have, I mean, of course he had done drugs in his life, but he was primarily an alcoholic.
So he wasn't. So contrary to popular belief, he wasn't really steeped in a lot of hallucinogens and acid and things of this nature.
I mean, he had done them, but it wasn't like his go-to.
Yeah.
And that became very clear. I mean, if you see pictures of Jim Morrison later in life, he was 20-something years old. He had this giant gut, this huge beard. I mean, he was drunk. he was a drunk.
Yeah.
He had a big problem with drinking, and that's a lot of the people who were around Jim Morrison used to say, like, he could, that was the one thing when Jim wasn't really drunk or whatever, he was like the nicest, sweetest guy in the world, but if he got plastered, he was just out of control. And I think they found out that he was actually allergic to alcohol.
That would explain a lot of the behavioral stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So just interesting stuff that they said the movie was a bunch of BS, but I liked it. I thought it was a good.
Yeah,
movie.
It's still an amusing movie, nevertheless. But it's obviously cool to see the feedback from the source. I mean,
yeah, I think Val Kilmer did an incredible job and sounded just like him. He did that whole soundtrack and re-recorded all those songs. He sounded great.
Yeah. I think he did too. You know who else is a surprisingly good singer is Colin Farrell. So Colin Farrell, do you remember the movie? There's a movie I think it came out called Wild Heart a few years ago with, I think, was that Jeff Bridges? Let me look it up here. It was about kind of a fictional classic country star who's gotten on in age, but he's still out there on the road touring.
Crazy Heart,
that's what it is. So there was this old kind of like classic country vibe, classic really up-tempo classic country bluegrass song called that Colin Farrell is written by T-Bone Burnett, but Colin Farrell sings it, and it's on that soundtrack, and it's just like, when I first heard it, I'm like, this is really cool. Like, who is this? I'm like, Colin Farrell. I'm like, yeah, but it's delivered really well. It's really surprising. But Wild Heart's actually a really, really good film. Really good film, in my opinion.
I like Jeff Bridges.
Rock Lobster, the lifestyle can get the best of them. That is true. And great to see it. Great to see in the mix, Rock Lobster. Rock Lobster said the candle has much girth. Things can really get carried away with the inherent innuendos with charting candles. Let's see here. We keep, here we are coming up again at 27.5. Right now 27.5, it just kind of keeps getting shot back down, Nick, over and over and over again. What are you seeing in that regard?
I mean, the short-term pattern that we're in right now is in an uptrend. If you look at from the past hour on, each red candle is higher than the last. So I think that there will be it appears, and if you look at if anybody has TradingView open, the MACD on the 5-minute just opened up into a green. It's on the third green bar right now.
Yeah.
So it's 15 minutes deep into a green pattern on the MACD in the positive above the 0 line. It dipped negative for a minute after we came down off of that massive pump that brought us up to the 28.3 level.
Mm-hmm.
But this could be a gear up for a second leg. Of course, we got that resistance at 28. I could see us gearing up though. I mean, it feels to me like, just based off of excuse me, what we're seeing right now, it feels like momentum is petering out a bit.
Yes.
However, everything else is pumping. So Bitcoin is pumping and has a very similar pattern. ETH is pumping exactly similar pattern. Dogecoin's pattern is kind of wavy on the 5 compared to the others, Bitcoin and Ethereum to be specific. So if you look at the 5-minute chart for Bitcoin, you look at the 5-minute chart for Ethereum, it's green up pattern, down to red, and now it's back curving back up into green. The MACD is about to cross on both. If you look at Dogecoin on the 5-minute, it's kind of doing this, right? So we are starting to form an uptrend on the shorter time frame right now. But it remains to be seen. I feel like the momentum is kind of falling out. Just if you just look at the wicks, the 5-minute candles have these huge wicks on them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We could be gearing up for a second leg. I hope that Bitcoin continues to do its thing, and if it kind of curves up out of what it's going to be doing here in the next few minutes, I hope that Dogecoin kind of follows through and at least makes it back up to that 28.
Yeah, right on. Josh Randell does Valscon with the $10 super chat. Thank you for that, Josh. Appreciate it. What about rock lobster slathered in garlic butter sauce? I don't know what to make. I don't know what to do with that. But thank you, Josh Randell. Really appreciate you, man. Yeah, so we'll see where it goes, guys. We are gonna wind down the stream. We're gonna take 5 in between, but we are gonna start things back up over at the members only stream. I'm going to put the link for the members only stream in the chat right now. So members, we will see you over there in about 5 to 10 minutes. Just give us a chance to stretch out, and we will kind of deep dive into more stuff, deep dive into more market things. I'll give you my feedback on the moves that I'm making behind the scenes to prep myself for maximum profitability with the altcoin market setting in. And then we'll even do a deeper dive around Dogecoin and get a little wilder over there as well. So if you would like to become a member, now's the time. It's just $4 a month. That's $1 a week. Literally can't go any lower than that, folks. So hit the link pinned at the top of the chat to become a member, and then you'll have access to our members only streams. Everyone else, I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night with Sadaf Jadran at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the main show. So keep your notifications on. There is the members only stream there. So members, head over, click on that link. We will be there shortly. Everyone else will see it. Again, if you want to become a member, just click the link. It's just $4 a month. Thanks again, guys, for showing up. Appreciate it. Hope you had fun. I know we did. And members, we'll see you over there right now. And everyone else, we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks again. This is Steven Steele and Nick Balls signing out.